Hey guys, it's your boy M.K.S here, back with another video. Obviously this one about African software developers and my goals, aims and dreams to support such. As I talked before about on this channel, I have these alliterations and patterns, so with it being a Saturday, I'm hoping to focus on software developers, and also sometimes on Sundays I focus on software developers, and on Mondays, Tuesdays and Thursdays general African tech. Anywho, so I hope I'll be able to cover a few good ideas before I go out, because I'll go out soon. So I'll go next video. I might go through the points quite quickly and hopefully learn to speak properly. So I hope you'll enjoy it out there, especially those who want to see Africa develop and grow, those who are charitable and all that. And hopefully, as I've often mentioned before in some other videos, if I make any money from this video, I'll donate it to, in this case, African software developers, in terms of buying them equipment and training, whatever will help them. So here goes. Number one, I know there's companies called like Andela, there's organizations such as, Andela, which I think Mark Zuckerberg invested in, and it was set up partly by someone from Africa and someone from America, I believe. I don't know a huge amount about them, but I do know they invest in African software developers, and apparently it's harder to get into than, I think it's harder to get into than Harvard. It's really hard to get into, one of the hardest places probably to get into, but they believe that there is a lot of talent in Africa, but it needs potential, basically. And talent is equally distributed, but potential is not, I think is what they say. I think it's partially named after Mandela. So I hope Mandela. So I hope to work with organisations like that and possibly encourage others like Microsoft to get involved, which I hope to come to. Number two, I think just as important, or maybe, well, I think even more important, is to train young people. And I think it would be great to train as many people in Africa, to help as many people in Africa to have laptops, PCs, or mobile phones, or whatever they can use to update their software development skills and general tech skills. Again, today I'm focusing mainly on software on Saturdays and Sundays as much as possible. And but yeah, so generally to invest in their software development skills as best as possible, and fundraise for as many things like that. And I think to learn from the youngest possible age would be awesome. As many Africans as possible to learn, I think, would be great too. And I think that especially girls, teaching young girls. So in the future, hopefully there'll be more female African female, whichever order you want to put it in, leaders of software in the world. So I hope to come to that a bit more later. So I'm going to try and quickly move on from each point, so I won't take too long. But I'm going to try and come to something on that a bit later. So I hope I remember. Number three, I hope that there'll be lots of. I dream there'll be. Maybe to lobby with other groups who want to support African technology around the world, people from the diaspora, black people around the world, people of colour, people who want to see Africa do well anyway, generally to talk about how to provide tax exemptions for major tech companies such as Microsoft investing in African technology startups and general training as well, and careers for people, especially women in Africa, in terms of software development and things like that. Again, like if Microsoft and other companies go in there having huge tax exemptions, if it was up to me, I'd love all their taxes to go towards investing in African training for software developers, and maybe encouraging supporting Africans to get jobs in software, and even to create their own software developers and create their own software companies and tech startups and things. I hope that made sense. Again, please ask me any questions you like, or offer any comments, preferably polite ones. But again, free speech, so you can say what you like. So yeah, so tax exemptions, for as much tax exemption as possible. And the EU find, I've got to learn how to speak slower. The EU find, and be calm, because I don't really want my brother or my mum to interrupt my videos again. That's the problem. Anyway, the EU to find tech companies for not paying certain taxes or whatever, and I'd love that money to go towards African software, and I think that could be a form of reparations or empowerment for countries that have been nations that have been oppressed or underdeveloped for so long, and technology is a main area which can help them, and I hope to help Africa generally in STEM, which are the main things like science, tech, engineering, maths and things like that, and English. Entrepreneurship is something like that to the E. But anyway, yeah, so I hope for them to get as many tax benefits as possible for investing in young people, especially in terms of tech training, software development, stuff like that. Number four, a bit of a controversial idea, but I think it would be great if people of colour, instead of supporting like militaries or weapons trade or the wars or things like that, and gaining people in Africa as well. Especially instead of going to war with each other or having tribal divisions, if Africa could unite behind technology and people of color, especially black people, people who are part black from the diaspora, supporting African tech, maybe people who are in tech themselves in the West, if you like America or Britain, and across Europe, to go to Africa and teach, especially people who are black themselves, black tech leaders in America or the US or places like that. And I hope to have mentors as well, which I hope to talk about in the future. But yeah, I think it would be better if we could lobby for our taxes to go towards things like African technology rather than wars, weapons trade, military industrial complex, and royal families and things like that. So as an anti-imperialist, I would rather send my tax money to that, but that's something I want to talk about in another video as well. So moving on, number 5, I'd love to have more African female tech leaders, as I talked about before, and I'd love the next Bill Gates or Mark Zuckerberg or Larry Ellison or Steve Jobs or Steve Ballmer or Paul Allen or whoever else, the next tech titans and leaders basically, to come from Africa and mainly be women, to be women from Africa. Imagine if the next Bill Gates was an African woman and that sort of thing, especially as I think black people have been underrepresented in technology for a long time. Again, I hope that makes sense. So that's one of my main goals. I can't remember if that was number 5 or number 6. But yeah, that's one of my goals, so to work towards, and I think it'd be great if we work together towards that sort of goal. Number 6, on that note, I think that training young people is for the future will be much better than waiting until they're older. So I'd love to give people in Africa, like especially girls, keyboards, laptops, and things like that, which they can train on, even like old keyboards. They can type and learn where buttons are and play games, which hopefully develop their learning. While they're having fun, they're still learning things, and they combine the two together and still can enjoy themselves, but develop skills to help them become tech leaders. Number 7, I hope God will bless Africa, especially in technology. Number 8, again, hope to encourage as many people as possible to support African software developers and work together, especially people of color. And it could be a way to fight fascism of white supremacists, neo-Nazis, far right, and all that kind of thing. I use those terms interchangeably. Number 9, I hope that people will, again, like African governments, will prioritize and work on plans to develop their people, especially young girls. And Africans, when they learn technology, can teach it. I was supposed to say point 2, but I forgot. I hope this video makes sense. So I'm a bit nervous when I talk about my ideas sometimes, but anywho. And number 10, again, training for people from the youngest possible age, and people from all ages, like training each other, older people to teach younger people, and that sort of thing. Hope I didn't speak too fast. Hope I made some sense. Hope you enjoyed the points. Hope I didn't repeat too many things from previous videos. I know I forgot my list a bit and messed up again, like part 5 and part 6. But hopefully I covered as many ideas as possible, and hopefully most of all, it will think about the goal of why I'm doing this is hopefully it will help African technology as much as possible. So anywho, I'd love to know what your thoughts, what were your least favorite ideas, what were your most favorite ideas, what you think generally. Any points you have, like if you say you mentioned this in part 1, and point number 1, sorry, what did you mean by this, or what I thought this about it, or if you disagree, that's fine. If you want to write some hate mail or anything else, if you have to, preferably not, but if you have to, anything you want to write, you're welcome to write, preferably positive. So I hope I get some positives and some likes and some sharing of the video. Yeah, no, guys, let's talk slower. Yeah, so I'll try and cover part 2 and 3, so I hope you look out for them when I come back, and if not, maybe tomorrow or ASAP, maybe next week if I have to. So I'm out.